Part of being a baddie in 2025 isn't just about looking cute, having nice clothes. It's actually about taking your career very, very seriously. And one of the best ways you can do that now is through personal branding. Now, I'm not talking about having a huge following on Instagram or loads of followers on Snapchat. I'm talking about your serious personal brand, aka LinkedIn. AKA, if I type your name in on Google, I want to see something that actually makes sense. Don't want to see an old photo from Facebook back in 2014.
Me too. When I went on her page and seen her pictures, I said, "Oh, jump scare."
If you take your personal brand seriously, that level of baddie is unreal. Why? Because when you have a strong personal brand, you will never not have opportunities. Whether you work in a 9-to-5, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you do freelancing, whatever it is you do, even my creatives out there, as a fellow creative, having a personal brand is absolutely everything. And I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to do to get started. Personally, one thing I can't stand about videos is they go too much into the stuff that you can do yourself at home. So I'm not actually going to start off with the key part of personal branding, which is your why. This is some homework that I want you to personally do. So if you are watching this video, but you don't even know why you want a personal brand or what it's going to even be about or what it's going to look like from a career sense, make sure that you pause this video and you actually answer the questions that I've got on screen currently. Do that in your own time and then come back to this video. I want this video to be the stuff that really, really moves the needle. So we're actually going to skip straight into how to set yourself up properly. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hi, I'm Shola. I create videos for basically all the ambitious people out there, from careers, life, to relationships, you name it, everything in between. So if that's of interest to you, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more. So without further ado, let's get into this personal branding 101 with me. First things first, when it comes to having a strong personal brand, after you have your why, you know what you're doing, you've got your career, and you have everything you need sorted, you need to set yourself up properly. A lot of people go into a personal brand, but they don't even have the energy that's giving you want a personal brand. Now, what do I mean by that? So the key thing here is if you are setting up your personal brand, you need to have the foundations. Just like you'd have the foundations if you're starting a business, you are the business. That's the only difference. So everything still needs to come very much correct. So some examples of what I mean is if you want to have a strong personal brand and you do not have a LinkedIn page, and not just have a LinkedIn page, an active one that is set up properly, that you use, that you're on, that you post on, you are not serious about having a personal brand. I'm sorry, you're just not serious. And I don't want to hear it's cringe. I don't know. You are not serious about having a personal brand. Get your ass onto the platform, okay? The problem is too many people see LinkedIn as just a job search engine. So they'll use it to look for jobs and they'll see LinkedIn as their CV. So yes, it is kind of like a CV in the sense of you can post your jobs on there, but it's so much more than that. See it as a serious platform in the same way you use Instagram and TikTok. LinkedIn should be the third or even the first, depending on your kind of career. Number two, you need to have your speaker bio. Now, if you are particularly looking to use your personal brand to get speaking opportunities, speak on panels, do keynote talks, that side of things, you need to have a speaker bio, because when somebody asks you to go on stage or somebody reaches out and says, "Hi, so-and-so, I see you work in the tech industry. We're doing a panel on the future of tech. We'd love you to speak." The next thing they're going to say when you say yes is, "Please, can you send a speaker bio?" And if you don't have a speaker bio, then
you can't be a speaker. I'm sorry.
And you don't want to be faffing about trying to write something last minute. That's not even good. Spend some time before getting opportunities creating your speaker bio. If you need an example, I'll pop up mine on screen, but be wary that sometimes they'll give you a like a character count or like a word count. So you might need to adjust it, have a shorter one and a longer one. But this is mine. You can take it as an example. Next, you're going to need some
headshots.
You know what annoys me? Like out of love though, when I see my young creatives, so I have a whole other platform on TikTok, and they will connect with me on LinkedIn and they're using selfies. Like clearly you were on a night out, you looked cute, fair enough, you looked nice, but it's dark. The vibe is just not giving sensible. You need some serious headshots. And I'll be honest with you, I myself even need some more. Like there is a bit of a whole faff to get one. You've got to set up a whole photo shoot and blah, 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 blah. That's why when I do events for my young people, I try to include free headshots in the actual event so that you're coming to the event anyway, you're going to look smart and the background's going to be clear. And even if you can't afford to do a whole photo shoot situation, dress up smart, put on a little suit or a little dress or whatever it is you want to wear, okay? Find a plain background and take a picture. That is literally it. But have something that makes sense, that's sensible, because if you don't have a proper headshot, you just don't come across as serious, sorry. Next, you want to have a media kit or a speaker one pager. What even is that, Shola? Okay, cool, let me get into it. So if you want to be an active personal branding expert in your field and you want opportunities, whether it's speaking, whether it's brand collabs, whether it's you want to be an ambassador, you need to have some sort of kit that summarizes you in a second. In the same way, if you wanted to be an influencer or you wanted to do UGC, it's the exact same methods as that. It's just making it a little bit more serious. So the good thing is, if you go onto Canva, you can type in media kit or you can type in speaker one pager, and they will have some examples on there that you can just edit yourself. That's pretty much what I did. Or you can get someone to do it for you on Fiverr or whatever it is. Or even if you go into Google and you type in example speaker one pager, example media kit, you can see the kind of templates out there and create your own on Adobe or whatever if you're a designer. But you need one, and essentially what needs to be in it is who you are, a bit about you, your background. So in mine, it tells people that I'm born and bred in Croydon. I went from working in Five Guys to being on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. I started my career as an apprentice, and now I have a platform on TikTok. I help young people. I work with huge brands like Paramount and Sony Music. So it gives people my story so that way, if they're reaching out to me for a partnership, they might just take one small thing out of that bio and be like, oh, we want her for that. Then you want to talk about anything you've done that is going to big you up, whether it's industry awards, whether it's partnerships you've already done, content you've already done, projects you've already done. You need to showcase what it is you've done, and you can showcase that either by making like little short testimonial case studies, or you can just put the logos on the page, whatever it is. And then if you're leading with social media, you want to include that in there as well. So your LinkedIn page, your Instagram page, your TikTok page, wherever it is that you've decided to set up your personal brand, but you need to have that in there, okay? It doesn't really need to be complicated. It should just be a small, max 5 pages thing, but a one pager is even better because it's like really quick to see about who you are. So if you are actively reaching out to companies to be like, this is me, I work in this niche. If you have an event or you have opportunities, I'd love to be part of it. It tells them within a second who it is you are, because you have to assume people don't know who you are right now at this stage. Part 2, content. What do I post? That's a big question I get from people. Shola, what do I even post? I don't know. So if your personal brand is around your job, you work in the tech industry or you work in the media industry or you're a doctor, you want to be posting about your industry. That is the easiest thing you can start off with, your industry insights and facts. Go onto Google, go onto the news section and type in your industry. So for me, it'd be like typing in the media industry. I will see what topics are trending, and then I can just share my opinions. I can just say this, I saw this campaign come out and I don't like it because blah, 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 blah. Or here's some ways we can improve in our industry. You just basically put out your opinion, and that indirectly makes you into a thought leader, whether people agree with your opinion or not. The point is, if you want to have a strong personal brand, you have to have opinions. If you don't have opinions, you don't have a personal brand.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
Because what am I going to associate you with, and what are people going to call you for? If people want you on stage, they want to hear what you have to say. So whether it's through text on LinkedIn, or you're confident enough to pick up a mic and say it on TikTok or Instagram, you need to start sharing your opinions. Also, you can share things like your wins. So what are you currently getting up to at work? What projects are you working on? What were the results? How did it do? Share things that you're doing anyways. So if you're working, you have things to definitely share. Like, tell us what you've been up to. Show us behind the scenes as well. Behind the scenes is a really easy way to, gain a following, but then also show people that you're human with it. When it comes to personal branding, there's just so much different content pillars that you can tap into, but the main ones would be inspiring people. So, talking about things that you've done and how you've achieved it, educating people. So telling people that this, and this, because this, or here's how you can do this, or the da, da, da. There's so many different pillars that you can tap into. And the last thing you want to do is really leverage the hell out of your company. Your company has budget, and a lot of these industry awards require budget. If you are doing a good job at work and they are seeing that you are starting to have a personal brand, go to your manager and say, I want to be entered in for X award. Can we put me forward? That's literally something that happened to me when I was at my agency. They put me forward for Media Week 30 under 30, and I couldn't have really gotten that without my agency because there was a fee for the award. Does that make sense? So, leverage your company to get you those awards, because it makes the company look good, but it certainly makes you look good, because even if you leave the company, you're always going to have that title to your name. So look up industry awards and start applying. Another thing, if your company ever has any speak opportunities to speak, whether it's, I don't know, there's International Women's Day in your company and they're looking for some speakers, nominate yourself, put yourself forward, tell people I'm willing to speak. If they need people to represent the company outside of the workplace at industry events, nominate yourself, say that you're willing to speak. Do not feel like you're in competition with other people, because what you'll find is in the workplace, a lot of people prefer to actually play it safe and not do too much and are very scared of public speaking. So if you are putting yourself forward, just know you will get opportunities. It's a really great place to grow, learn skills, and just be catapulted into rooms and experiences that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And definitely lean into their budget. If they have room for you to train yourself in a certain topic, an area of expertise like public speaking, go for it. If they have budget because you're part of an ERG, an employee resource group like, I don't know, Women's Network, and they've got budget to throw an event, do it. Because again, this is all stuff that will be part of your personal branding. And if you've now done an event at work, that's stuff that you can put on LinkedIn. So you really want to just overall build a collateral of the things that you are doing. And that's what you do to have a personal brand. You no longer need to have a huge business to have a personal brand. You just need to be able to have yourself as the individual, show up with knowledge, show up with projects, and keep on pushing yourself into new spaces, keep on talking, keep on getting awards. And no, it doesn't happen overnight, but trust and believe, when it does happen, the amazing things you're going to be able to get and achieve is insane, and you will always be job proof. Because if you get made redundant, recruiters will know you because your LinkedIn is popping. If you want to leave your job because you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, but again, people have heard of your name, or they've seen you on this project, or they've seen you in this award category, you're more known. There really is nothing to lose from starting a personal brand within your workplace to protect your future self. There's nothing to lose. As much as you might feel cringe or whatever it is, there's only stuff to gain. So there's one thing you take from this video. I do really beg for you to take your personal brand seriously. It's so easy in this life to get distracted with the other things that are going on, but personal branding makes you a baddie. It makes you someone that is serious and knows exactly what it is you want. So if that was helpful, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more topics like this, and feel free to leave a comment below if you have one and I'll be sure to answer you.